how are people becoming wealthy? I think there's a study that I saw recently where 90% of millionaires did it with real estate, and the tiny 10% are what you hear about: the crypto, the tech, the professional sports, all that kind of stuff. But really, 90% quietly and boringly did it with real estate, right? So study wealth. And then within real estate, how do people really become wealthy? And to Ben's point, it's not flipping houses or rentals, okay? It's commercial real estate. So if that's the case, then why are you trying to build wealth with single family houses or rentals? It makes no sense. And the only reason that people do that is because it's within their comfort zone. Okay, but that's a problem in itself because, as you know, no growth or very little growth happens in the comfort zone. You got to be in the growth zone, which is almost always right outside the comfort zone. So what can you do to expand your comfort zone? Right? People always think, oh, commercial real estate, multifamily. Well, that's such an advanced strategy. I remember when I was flipping houses and I had this 12 unit under contract in Washington, D.C., when I toured that thing, I was there for a day and I was like, looked up in this 3-level thing and I was completely overwhelmed by the size. There's only 12 units, but I was like, oh my gosh, this is a giant box. And by the time I got done with the tour, I was like, that box shrank down to the size of a single family house. And I've seen this with other students as well. They're like, their comfort zone ends at a duplex, and I have them tour a 20 unit. And when they come back on a 20 unit, I'm like, oh my gosh. And my comfort zone has now expanded to at least a 10 unit. And so there are things you can do to expand your comfort zone. The other thing you can do is talk to other people who are more experienced, who routinely buy 50, 75, 100 unit apartment deals. And that you talk to them about your duplex comfort zone, like, come on, you can do a 10 or 20. It's not a problem. Let me help you. I can help you, and I can introduce you to some of my investors and stuff. I might even partner with you. Or you have a conversation like that, and you're like, oh my gosh, why am I only doing a duplex when I can get a 20 unit, right? If I have access to a network of people who can partner with me, who bring experience, they can co-sign the loan. If I find the deal, they can help me raise money. That's fantastic. And that's kind of what we try to do in our teaching, in our coaching program. We have built this network over the last 10 years where there's deal finders and capital raisers, right? So if you're a deal finder, you're out there finding deals, that's cool. You may not have the money, but then the capital raisers do. The capital raisers more naturally gravitate to raising capital. And so they have access to capital, but they have another problem. They don't have deal flow because they don't really like analyzing deals and talking to brokers. So we know who those students are in our program, and we put them together. For every deal finder, we put them in touch with 12 capital raisers. For every capital raiser, we put in touch with 12 deal finders. We almost always put them together in a joint venture. And this is really the power of syndication that Ben was highlighting, is the idea of raising capital, not only from investors, but also from joint venture partnerships, and then building a team around you, because you don't actually have to do everything yourself. That's the beauty of it. You actually have a team that does most of the heavy lifting. And so it really kind of removes the pressure of you having to do everything yourself, like with single family houses. You having to know everything else, you having to figure everything out yourself, you having to use your own resources to do something. It removes all that. To me, it's actually much more enjoyable. So if you want to learn more about getting into that, obviously continue to listen to the podcast, but the next step is always thefreedompodcast.com. You can obviously look at our other podcast episodes there, but you can learn about syndication in our Apartments 101 training. You can also book a call with us if you want to have a conversation about working with us in a mentorship capacity. That's thefreedompodcast.com. If you want to become a passive investor, definitely check out Ben as well. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on. Our investment company is called Nighthawk Equity. Same thing, thefreedompodcast.com. We have a training course on what it's like to invest passively in real estate syndications. And also, if you want to book a call with us on the Nighthawk side, we'd love to do that as well. So a variety of ways for you to learn more, take the next step, and or connect with us. So here's the Financial Freedom. Catch you next time.